AITA for calling my stepmother delusional for thinking I would change my mind on her adopting me. My mom died when I was 6 years old. My dad ended up turning to one of his good friends, Anna, and they ended up getting married when I was 7. Anna brought up the idea of adopting me the day of the wedding. It was something my dad was all for, but I went nuts when she mentioned it to me and I kinda spoiled the rest of the wedding. For the next year we did this really intense therapy where I was told over and over again by the therapist and them that I needed a mom, that it would provide safety for me, and that it was not a betrayal of my mom to accept another loving mom into my life. The therapist put the recommendation into the court to approve it, but when the judge spoke to me, I told him that I would run away, and that I would do everything to never come back. I was 8 at the time and meant business. He asked me why I didn't want to be adopted. He listened, and when he addressed the court again he denied the adoption request and told my dad and Anna that until I was on board no adoption would be approved in his court. They did try again, requesting a different judge, but received the same response. I was asked constantly to change my mind. Anna would put her all into trying to fill the place of a mom in my life. Every time I told her she could never be my mom, she took it as a challenge to try harder and better. And she would dedicate so much time to me it was crazy. I never appreciated it because instead of just being Anna, and instead of my dad telling her to just be Anna, she saw mom as the only thing she wanted. Even when she had kids of her own. I was their oldest son. I was her son, her boy. She'd call herself a boy mom, etc. Whereas I have never called her mom. If we're being honest, I don't even love her after all these years. I see her as more of an intrusive family member who won't stop. My relationship with my dad is also not the best because I don't like that he wouldn't take no for an answer, and that he was so quick to try and push an adoption. Even after I told him I would rather be with grandparents, or an aunt, uncle or close family friend to Anna if he died. He insisted being with Anna and her being my mom was the best for me. I turned 18 a few months ago and I ran like my ass was on fire to get away from Dad and Anna. I lived with my maternal grandparents for a little while before moving in with my maternal uncle, who lived near a really good apprenticeship I wanted to join. My paternal grandparents celebrated their wedding anniversary this past weekend and I was there. While there, Anna approached me and handed me papers for an adult adoption. She told me she loved me and she wanted me to know it was not too late, that she would still adopt me, and she wanted to make our relationship official as mother and son. I asked her how she could be so delusional when I have said no to being adopted for 11 years now. I told her I would not change my mind. She and my dad were so pissed at my choice of words and chaos ensued at the party. AITA? Anna wanted to replace your mom so badly that she screwed up every opportunity she had to be herself and a possible parental figure to you. Your dad helped her deteriorate the relationship further at every step. I'm surprised your therapist then got caught up in this fiasco. Really unprofessional TBF. NTA. Enough was enough many years ago. Glad to hear you got out of that situation. Her continued insistence all these years and the way she goes about it is sus AF. Is there a deeper and hidden reason for her insistence? What else does she stand to gain if you accept? Or lose if you refuse? Hold your ground. NTA. NTA. How many times does someone need to hear no? JFC. It's inappropriate for her to bring up the matter on a wedding. Twice. Both her and your dad should have given you more time to grieve and adjust to the fact you lost your mom. It all went very fast for a 678-year-old. That's where they lost you. She sounds obsessed, or does it have to do anything with the heritage? Stand your ground. Respect for you for all those years as a child you already did. NTA. Jesus Christ, that was a dick move to pull at a family event. No, had apparently not been working for 11 years, so harsher methods are required. NTA. It seems she has difficulty in hearing and understanding a simple no. It is funny that she doesn't realize her insistence probably pushed you away even more. NTA. Although I don't know why you think you would be. You put a boundary up and said no repeatedly. What could make you an ass? NTA. What is this obsession with late adoption? Why can't we just have whatever family we have and be glad that there are people in our lives that love us? There are families of all sorts all around the world. There are grandparents raising children, aunts and uncles raising children, siblings raising little brothers and sisters. What is wrong with step-parents? A family can look like anything. It's 2022, for God's sake. This obsession with being the mom and dad, like that is somehow the only true parenting dynamic, has damaged this relationship. How could there be any opportunity to grow close with trust when this agenda has been pushed from the beginning? I think this is really sad. Poor Op lost his mother at a young age, and instead of providing support and honoring her, they have caused him to withdraw. I can only imagine how lonely and isolating that would be. Nothing enrages toddlers more than the word no and firm boundaries. They literally don't have the emotional tools to cope, so they just throw tantrums or keep pushing again and again and again and again. It's kinda wild to see how your dad and stepmom are still on that level emotionally. NTA. I wonder if the maternal side of your family are helping you cope with this continued violation of your right to say no? It's just crazy inappropriate of them. And wild that your dad allowed this kind of stress to be put on you as a child. 8 years old and a judge had to interview you about it? Op. Please change your name to your mother's maiden name. And this internet stranger proclaims you be allowed to call her delusional anytime you like. Because she is delusional. Info. Spill. What did you say to the judge? Definitely NTA, she asked, and you said no. Over and over again instead of respecting that. They keep on pushing, trying to force you to change your mind. People can be so obtuse sometime. And with this Anna, it seems all the time. NTA. Anna seems to have an unhealthy fixation for 12 years, and your father seems to be supporting her over his own child. Run away. I wouldn't even blame you if you set those papers on fire or tore them apart on her face. At this point, that's the only language they'll understand. Hope you have more of a normal relationship with the rest of your paternal family. NTA. NTA. I'm glad you are around better people. Have you ever spoke to her dad alone about this? Or is there any other family members that have tried to speak to them? Why is she so dead set on this that she's repeatedly disrespecting very reasonable boundaries? Boundaries she's had a heads up on for over 10 years? NTA. Unfortunately, delusional makes sense. NTA. WTF. Bro? Seriously. Your dad and stepmom need help. 11 years of asking and the answer is always no. When do you give up? Geez. I hope that you limit context for a while and keep going in life. Good luck with the apprenticeship. Op. NTA. Instead of focusing on building a good relationship with you, Anna spent 11 years trying to force herself into a particular role. She focused only on what she wanted, rather than what was best for you. NTA. If it looks like a duck, and quacks like a duck, and creepily continues to try and adopt you against your will like a duck, then that's a delusional duck. Power to you. Hope you stay strong. NTA. Your mother passed at 6 and your dad remarried at 7. Only a year later. To expect you to be so okay with what I imagine to a child felt like replacing your mom was unfair of them to do. Feels like Anna was trying to replace her. As a child you should have been more emotionally protected with that, and I am sorry you weren't. She's 1000% delusional if all these years later your relationship is still rocky and you've said no and expressed negativity towards it. She can't take a hint. Maybe she needed you to be harsh to stop. NTA. Remind them that none of what happened at the celebration would have happened if Anna had simply respected your wishes. Anna and your dad are huge awe.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. AmITheAsshole is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.